I've got one family that we're over 20 transactions
Wow.
just between that family.
Wow.
Done them, I've done their, for their children.
That's right.
And nothing is nicer than when you get one of those calls, especially the ones that, hi, Mr. Rowe,
Right.
because then I know it's a child of my client.
Right. Hi there. Welcome to another episode of the CREB podcast. Today we are joined by Horace Rowe. Horace is a longtime member and has become a friend over the years, and I thought it would be interesting to sit down with him and get his perspective on how real estate has been over the last number of decades. I'll let him tell you how long he's been in the business. Thank you, Horace, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Sam, for inviting me. It's a pleasure and, of course, a great honor to be asked to participate in this podcast.
Well, thank you. Just wanted to sit down with you and just kind of have a casual chat.
Sure.
How long have you been in the business, Horace?
47 years as of August
47.
1st this year. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
You don't really look old enough to be in the business for 47 years.
Well, I'm 72. I was 73, God willing, at the end of this year.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
12,
that's
12.
great.
Yeah.
How has the real estate career been for you?
It's been great. The relationships that you've made and established and I continue to have, that's been a big part of why, the enjoyment. People say Horace, man, when are you going to retire? And I said, you know what? I really, really sincerely enjoy what I do.
There's no reason to retire if you
There
love what
really
you do,
isn't.
right?
And I mean, I'm a soccer guy. I mean, I played up until last year in an over 45 team. And didn't play last year indoors, but I've been this year I've mostly been playing squash. And then part of last year was just because the market was just so busy that I just didn't see the time to be able to. But over the years, I mean, I've played, I've coached, I've coached a lot of players that have gone on to, scholarships to university. Of course, my daughter Michelle that I coached, from U9, U7, up to U16, went on to play in the World Cup for Canada. So that was quite it was a wonderful feeling to be in the stands hearing
Your
people
daughter's
chanting their name. That was great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were a great coach.
I think I'm a good coach. I think actually I'm a better coach than I was even a player.
Yeah.
And I look back to in England, back then, of course, playing, it was one substitute. And of course, really, I was a star on our reserve team. We have a first team and a reserve team. And I was a goal machine on the reserve team. Then I got promoted to the first team. But of course, it's not like now with, community type soccer where players can go in and out. Back then, once the players come off, that sub goes on. So, I mean, when I got promoted to the first team, I'm on the bench all the time until maybe about the last probably 10 minutes of the game, depending on how the situation is.
Right.
Then Harry, our coach, would put me in. And then I was just pleading. I says, Harry, let me just go back play with my boys on the reserves. Because I just want to play.
Yes.
I just didn't want to sub. But while I'm on the bench, though, I'm grilling him with questions.
Yeah.
And I think now, in retrospect, I think some of that questioning that I was having with him, I think enhance my qualities as a coach.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
You were an inquisitive kid, and you.
I really was.
Yeah.
I always have been.
That's fantastic. I know that all your children played soccer.
Yeah.
So that must have been a nice feeling to have them.
It
being
was.
on a passion that you
Incredible.
enjoyed yourself.
Yeah. Just on that very, very point, there's time that I'm coaching two of the kids in a season, mostly on the indoor season, because back then we only had the soccer center.
Oh, I see.
Up until everything else got
Right,
built.
right.
So if we had 2 games in one night,
Yeah.
if we have a under 9 game that starts at 6:00, the U13 game that's going to probably be 7:30. Children are in the stands doing their homework
Yeah.
because we don't have time to drive back home.
Right.
And my wife Estine and I always was at pretty much all their games.
Yeah.
You know.
And you want to be there to support the kids.
Absolutely.
And, the sacrifices that parents make
Yeah.
to make sure that their kids are participating
yeah.
and getting the right upbringing. It's very
And,
important.
and even if you're not there, they're looking out for you. I was sharing with a friend of mine that was saying that he admired how we work with our kids and everything like that. And I said, like, especially say in the outdoor games, say one game can be at Shoaldice and one can be at Frank McCool. Shoaldice in the northwest on 16th Avenue Home Road.
Yeah.
Frank McCool's in Lake Bonavista.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what, sometimes it's tough to go from one venue, drive across town to the other.
Yeah.
But I said one thing I learned early is that, especially at the younger age, until you're there, your kid is kind of half looking out to see you on the sidelines.
Exactly.
So I learned once you made eye contact with them, then
They're good to go.
they forget about you.
Yeah.
They're just playing their
Yeah.
game.
Now they know that. Dad's
Yes,
in
they
the
know that
stands.
dad is on the
Yeah,
sidelines,
yeah.
But I say when you leave, I say just disappear.
Yeah.
They don't need you to wave,
Right.
The only time you get into a little bit of a heck is if they scored a late goal.
Right,
And you were not there.
Did you see that? And
Yes.
You're like, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. I saw it.
Yeah. But that was always fun being
yeah.
on the sidelines.
Being in real estate, I would imagine it offers you a little bit more freedom
Yes.
to be able to be there for the children.
Yes.
And to do the things that you love to do.
Exactly.
When you moved from England.
Yeah,
because-
1978. I came here April 30th on
Yeah.
my sister's birthday. 1978,
Oh,
April
wow.
30th, I came here. I think it was a Sunday or something
Right.
like that.
And you came straight to Calgary?
I came straight to Calgary.
Yeah. Was it cold?
No, it was April. It was,
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
No.
But
it
probably
wasn't-
colder than England.
Yeah,
What you're used to.
yeah. But I felt like I was in a different world
Right.
altogether.
Oh,
though.
I bet.
Yeah.
Did you, were you a realtor in England?
No, in England, I was in computer operations.
Oh,
I was a
interesting.
computer operator. First, I was in accounting. So I left school and I was doing school and college with MGAS, East Midlands Gas Board, which is kind of like NMAX.
Okay.
And so, they were paying for my college, so I'm doing 2 or 3 nights, a couple days a week, and at least 2 or 3 nights, and the company is paying for everything.
Yeah.
So I'm working and I'm going to college, Charles Keane College,
Oh,
in
fantastic.
Leicester,
Right.
downtown Leicester City.
Yeah.
But I came here on a holiday in 1977 during Stampede time.
Oh, okay.
If memory serves me correctly, I think Prince Charles was actually here for that Stampede.
That's
And-
probably why you came. You
Well,
were like,
of course, with the royalty,
My
you know.
prince is going.
Yes.
So I might as well go too, right?
But I'd met the sales agent that had sold my sister and brother-in-law their property
Oh, okay.
in Whitehorn at the time. And back then, we're talking 1978, you literally could fence and landscape and sell it and make good money and then go buy another one. So
Right.
that's what they did. So I actually ended up, doing helping with the landscaping and the fencing and
When you
everything.
came here for a holiday.
Yeah, when I came here in
Your sister's
1977 for a
smart.
holiday.
She's like, hey, brother, why don't you come for a
Yes,
holiday?
exactly,
And then
yeah.
put you to work.
But I spoke to the sales lady, and she's telling me everything, and I was just like, I think I could do that. Only job really as a salesperson is really to help people in making the decision that they really want to make.
Right.
You go into a store, you want to buy a suit, you want the sales guy to, or lady, not to be chauvinistic, to help you and let you know
Yeah.
what looks good on you. So I
Yes.
said, yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
And so when I came here on April 30th, of course, the Calgary Real Estate Board, they were processing 100 applicants a month.
Wow.
So, of course, I was not here to be able to be registered for the May course, but I registered for the June course.
Right.
And I took the exam. You have the Calgary Real Estate Board exam, then you have the provincial exam, and then I'm actually waiting for the result. So, of course, I wrote the course June 14th to the 28th, and so I'm down at Stampede Ground, and I'm waiting for wanting to know, if the mail. I'm phoning my sister, of course, from a payphone.
Yes.
Back home to see if the mail
Some of
had
the
come
young
yet.
people watching the
yes.
podcast might
yeah.
not know what a payphone
What's a
is.
payphone? So I was phoning her, and I says did the mail come in yet? So she says, yeah. So I'm excited. So I says, oh, so did a letter come for me? She says, yeah. I says, from real estate? She says, yeah. I says, you want to open it for me? She She says, okay. She opens it up, and my sister has my sense of humor, so just says, oh. I says, don't tell me. She says, yeah, it's doesn't look like kind of like you made it. And of course, I'm at the Stampede ground, and I'm now just devastated, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, I thought I did fairly good.
Right.
And then she says, no, it says salesman pass.
Oh. You wanted to kill her and
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes, because the Calgary Real Estate Board exam, they tell you your
Yeah.
mark. I think I got like 85, and my first manager, little Filipino guy, Ernie Tubley, he said, you know what, I don't like guys that get big marks because like normally they can't sell. They're just bright, they can't sell.
Right.
So I thought, okay. So we got talking about everything like that. And then actually that course, number 125, was, I think, the only course that the real estate board actually put in. We had to do this aptitude test.
Oh.
Because the turnover had been just so great.
Right.
You know, on day one, of course, Frank Johns at the Alsan Center, which is at Center Street, just below Glenmore Trail, he walked down the middle of the hall, and for the there's 100 applicants attend at the course, and he says, we're June 14th, and he says by the end of the year, half of this room, assuming you all get through the exam, half of the room will no longer be in the business. So, of course, we're all looking around. So he says, yeah, 1 in 2 of you will no longer be in the business.
Wow.
Either A, you've not made a sale, or B, you've made a sale but not yet been paid,
Wow.
and your funds have just run out, and you have to go do something else.
So he was being real.
So, yeah. So we're looking around, and of course, everyone thinking, well,
It's going to be the other
it's
guy.
going to, exactly, yeah, it was kind of funny. So I did that, got through the course and everything. But like even before that, when I went back to England after my holiday, I saw a job from the Herald for the computer department. And like I made an application for the job. And Keith Moody, who was the boss, God rest his soul, the Herald was downtown then.
Oh, okay.
6th Avenue, 1st Street, Southwest. And I got the letter back. And you got to remember that 1978, HR wasn't where they are today.
Right.
And
of
so
course.
the letter I got back said that, you know, with your qualification, I mean, the installation I worked at was probably at that time, I guess, probably one of the third largest in the country.
Oh, wow.
And so he says, you know, with your experience, we'd love to have you, but we can't give you a job till you get a visa. Then you go down to the immigration office, well, we can't give you a visa till you get a job. So I'm caught in this catch-22.
Right.
So I'm actually, I know you're from Birmingham.
Yeah.
So like every Friday, I was doing a modeling course with a company called Samantha Promotion.
Oh, so you were a model back in the day.
Well, in the course at the time. And so I'm going down to New Street Railway Station
Okay.
from Leicester.
Yeah.
That's Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I'd go down, and the immigration office for the Midlands was like in Birmingham.
Right.
So I'd go down to the station, to the immigration office, and I'm inquiring on nothing. And then a couple guys from my computer department came to Canada. Both went to Toronto. So I called back in and asked to, be able to have a meeting. So they says, well, part of the reason why they would have gotten through is that your application says Calgary is your ultimate destination. They've gone to Toronto, Ontario, which is like a larger metropolis. And basically, Immigration Canada want to make sure that if the job that you're looking for is not available, you will be prepared to do something else. So I says, yeah, I would be. I mean, I'm in computer operations now, but I just want to get to Canada now.
Yeah.
So went back and forward, and then I had my sister send me, when the Herald was about this thick,
Right.
on a Saturday, of course, the big classified.
Yeah.
So my sister would send me the classified, and then I find that at the immigration office, they also had some newspapers, not from everywhere, but my sister would mail me, of course, as it was then, no internet, would mail me the classified section, and I would be applying for different jobs.
Yeah.
And then eventually, though, I kept going down, and then I got this letter, no phone call, I have no phone, So I got this letter saying, come down for an interview. I went down for the interview, and they say, well, we've looked at your files, and we like the persistence that you've shown. It's kind of what we're looking for. So you will be receiving a letter from us shortly. And I got the letter and says like, anytime, within like 6 weeks or so, 6 weeks to a month, a couple of months, whatever, you're able to make your plans to go to Canada, and we'll be sending you
Wow.
the paperwork.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I came April 30th.
Well, I'm glad that happened. 'Cause
Yes.
Otherwise, I would have never met you.
Well, there you
You're
are.
such a
There you
lovely
are.
man.
Yes.
So real estate's been good for you.
It's been great.
If my memory serves me correctly, was your wife in real estate for a little while
Yeah,
too?
yeah. My wife Stina was
Yeah.
in real estate for some time, actually, a great
Yeah.
agent herself.
Yeah.
But then was involved in a very serious car accident,
Oh, no.
17th Avenue and 52nd Street, coming from the soccer center.
Oh, no.
And like I was actually there as well too. So I'm heading north on the 52nd Street at 17th Avenue, and I see this Ford Aerostar van. I thought, well, gosh, same color for a van. To look, license plate. So I pulled over.
Oh, no.
This guy was southbound on 52nd Street, heading left to go east on 17th Avenue. The lights were on green. Guy just flew right through. So hit the Aerostar van. It pushed it almost up against a lamppost.
Oh, my goodness.
So she got, they call it TMJ,
Okay.
which means your jawbone is knocked out
Yes.
of alignment.
Yes.
Then she had brain shake.
Right.
So, and then Michelle was in the passenger seat because I had finished another game and I'd gone down to see Michelle's game.
Right.
So, of course, she ended up in hospital
Oh, no.
and like a very, very serious,
Yeah.
mental injury and everything like that,
Oh.
brain injury. But, she recovered from that,
Yeah.
God willing, and she ended up actually going to college at the Bible school out there at just by COP.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Victory
Yeah.
Bible College.
Yeah.
And got a degree in Christian counseling.
That's fantastic.
And so that's kind of what she's doing now as a teacher at McNally.
Sometimes, we just never know what's going to change our path.
Exactly.
Something happens and it seems like a tragedy. Thank goodness it wasn't.
Yeah.
And it just changes the trajectory of our life.
Yeah. Well,
And God knows why things happen.
well, she's just strong mentally,
Yeah.
and like as far as her faith is concerned,
Yes.
is very, very strong.
Yeah, and I know yours is also.
Yeah. Thank you.
You've enjoyed your career. Obviously, you're not going anywhere.
No.
Is there any, I don't want to put you on the spot and I
Yeah.
don't want to, reveal any confidentiality
Yeah.
or anything, but is there any story that stands out in your mind or some clients or a transaction that you're like, I will never forget that for the rest of my life?
Well, story, we talked about me, like I was doing 3 jobs.
Oh, my.
Remember, Frank Johns told us that half of us won't be in the business come
Right.
December.
Right.
So being a musician, I'm a musician, from England, and
Yeah.
I've played in your city, Birmingham,
Yeah.
of course, and I came here, and there's a job advertised for a DJ at the Long Bar. The Long Bar was probably the top nightclub in Calgary at the time.
Oh, and where was it?
They were on 8th Avenue, which is now, I guess, Stephen Avenue, but it was kind of, remember, it was between Center Street and First Street Southwest.
Oh, okay.
But it was down below ground.
Oh, okay.
And so it was like the top nightclub.
Yeah.
And then, so I interviewed for the job as a DJ, got that job. And then, so I came here, let the Herald know that I'm here, got an interview from the Herald, started working there. And like, it obviously went on a lot of different interviews. But then that interview was interesting. We were sitting there, we're talking, and all we're doing is just talking like this. He's asking me a whole bunch of questions about my move to Canada,
Yeah.
my move to Calgary, my life in England, et cetera, et cetera. And after about hour and a half, almost 2 hours, he says, this was like on a Thursday or so, he says, maybe I should just show you the installation. Eh? So we got up, and he showed me around,
Yeah.
the facility down at the Herald, which was downtown at that time.
Okay.
And then he says, we won't be able to get a letter out to you. We're talking 1978 now. So he said, when can you start? So he says, well, you know what? I'm a DJ as well downtown, and I'm playing this weekend. I'm off on Sunday, so that'll kind of be like a day off. So I says, like, I could probably start on Monday. So he says, like, okay, Monday, be here, like, for 7 o'clock,
Right.
whatever. So come, that would take us now to August 1st for real estate. So you had to be in the country for 3 months to be issued with a sales license.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
at that time. I don't know what the rules are now,
Yeah.
but that's what it was then.
Okay, I'm not
So,
aware of
so,
the
so
rules.
come August 1st, 1978, I'm now doing 3 jobs. I have my real estate license, I'm a DJ at the Long Bar downtown, and I'm working at the Calgary Herald.
Wow.
And I'm working probably 21 hours a day.
Wow.
A typical day would be I'd catch the 110 bus at the Co-op shopping center by Leslie B. Pearson.
Right.
Because I started with Co-op Trust.
Oh,
They had a
I
real
see.
estate division
Oh,
then.
I see.
And so I'd catch a 110 bus downtown, and then I'd be done in the computer operation by about, say, 3 o'clock, catch the bus. And back then, the bus is running every 15 minutes at
Right.
rush hour then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'd be back at the Co-op Trust office, and then, like, I'd be doing real estate from about 3:30 till about 7:30, and then I'm hustling now to get
To the DJ
downtown. And of course, it's
Yeah.
after 6, so I can drive my car downtown.
right.
So I would then do DJing. I'm in the booth normally from about, say, 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, till about, say, 1 o'clock.
Wow.
And so you
Wow.
notice that you didn't hear me say, go for lunch or
Yeah,
have
no,
supper,
no.
because that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
I'm working like basically I'm up from about, say, 6 o'clock, and I'm working
Wow.
all the way around till about 1. And by 1 o'clock, I'm done. And it was the first time that I can just take a breather.
Yeah.
Then I'd have some food that I'd ordered from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then I'd sit down and chill with the staff.
Right.
So by then it's like, say, till probably about, say, 2:30. Then I would drive back home. Well, 36th Street and 16th Avenue back then was a cross street.
Oh,
It was pre-flyover days.
Yes.
And there was one of those old scary motels right in the corner of Marlborough, that northwest corner of Marlborough. That's 16th Avenue and 36th
Okay,
Street.
yes,
Yeah, there was
okay,
one of those
yeah.
scary little motels that was right there, right then. So then I would come 36th Street, I would come Memorial Drive, and I would just go 36th Street.
Yeah.
My sister was then living in Temple, but I would just come up 36th
Yeah.
Street. And then I stopped at the lights, northbound and 36 at 16th Avenue. And next thing I knew is someone's honking. The lights had changed, and I was having one of those micro sleeps.
No.
You know, when accident recreation guys go and they say that a car ran into a wall, ran into a tree, ran over, escarpment, whatever,
Yeah.
and there was no evidence of brake marks,
Right.
and they say what the person had was that micro sleep,
Oh,
which
wow.
might be
Wow.
split second.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
God is great. I mean, I said the light was on red, I'd
Yeah.
stopped, and this vehicle honked because, like, the light had changed to
Yeah.
green, and I hadn't moved.
Right.
So even now it scares me.
Wow.
That was a bit of an
A
awakening.
wake up call.
That day I phoned my boss at the Herald, and I said, you know what, Keith, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then I phoned Bernard at the Long Bar, and I told him as well, too. And then Keith at the Herald, I'll never forget his words, almost, not even paraphrase, almost like that. He said, you know what, I just didn't know how long you could keep up the schedule, and this real estate thing looks like it's going to work out for you,
Right.
because this was about October 1978.
I wish he was around now to see.
Yes,
that
yeah,
it
no,
really
he
worked out
saw,
for you.
yeah, he saw that, because we
He
spoke
did.
sometime. In
Okay.
fact, when the Herald moved to this building just
Yes,
right here,
yeah.
he invited me there to sort of see this magnificent building.
Oh my goodness.
And all
that's
the,
great.
I mean, no expense was spared.
Yeah, right.
So I then quit the Herald and the Long Bar, and then, like, I'm full-time. So October, November at Co-op Trust, I was the top salesman.
Wow.
My-
The
uh,
same year that you joined.
Same year, 1978. So
congratulations.
I started August 1st,
Yeah.
and then, like, October was when I quit the Herald and quit the Long Bar.
Right.
So I was top salesman October, November. My girlfriend from England came over in December, so it's December.
Yeah.
It's holiday season, etc. So there's lots of factors, So I didn't do as much
Yeah.
that in December. And then my manager left to go open up his own company, Ironwood Real Estate, on Edmonton Trail at 31st Avenue, and invited me over. And of course, commission split back then was mostly 50-50
Right.
with companies. He invited me over, put me on a 60-40, which was like, whoa, this is
Yeah,
exciting.
Yeah, next
So then,
year.
so I joined Ironwood Real Estate, and then this is 1979 now. And then, like, about 1979, I says, like, Ernie, tell me about this 100% thing.
Yeah.
Because he started at Remax, the very first Remax office in Calgary,
Oh, wow.
which was at, I think, Heritage and Fairmont Drive, I believe.
okay.
Yeah. And so he says, like, what do you want to know about it? So I says, like, explain to me this 100% commission thing. So he says, well, you're thinking of going 100%? And I said, I think I might be interested. So he told me about it. He says, when do you want to go? I says, I don't know. What are the rules? So he says, well, normally, like any listings that you have that was taken on your 60-40 split, he says, will stay as 60-40. But he said, you know what? You made me enough money. He says, like, whenever you want to start. So I think the next month or so, it wasn't maximum 6 weeks after, started for a month.
Right.
I was on 100%, and all the listing that I had, he said, you'll be paid out 100%. You pay your desk fee. So I thought that was very admirable of him.
Yeah.
But as he said, though, I'd done very, very well at Iron Ridge as well, too. So I joined RE/MAX August 1, 1980.
Nice.
At that time, there were less than 70 agents in all of Western Canada.
Wow.
I remember going to RE/MAX Western Canada Awards ceremonies where there are less than 200 people,
Wow.
either here in Calgary or up in Edmonton.
Amazing.
Less than 200 people.
Wow.
And then, funny RE/MAX story, in August of 2020,
Yeah.
I received this beautiful clock, actually sitting in a box in my office, from RE/MAX saying that, this is for being the longest serving realtor in RE/MAX in Western Canada,
Wow.
which means Canada, because like the
Yeah.
Eastern Canada came on board sometime afterward.
Congratulations, Horace. That's
Yeah.
quite the accomplishment.
Well, listen to this though. So I contacted Kelowna and I said, you know what? I think there might be someone that might have been here just a little bit before me, maybe some weeks or whatever it was at the time. But I didn't know whether, because I had continuity,
Yes.
because I hadn't left, and
I see.
realtors, leave and come back all the
Yeah,
time. So about a week later, I got an email or a phone call from them that says, man, your memory and record keeping is exemplary, because you are correct. Someone is just weeks ahead of you.
How
sort of thing.
vulnerable of you to
Yeah.
make sure that they got mentioned.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
want to be
Yes.
advertising, because I do want to be advertising this thing, and then
Yes.
yeah. But that's been it. So I've done pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I made RE/MAX Hall of Fame in 1991.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was in Orlando for a RE/MAX award, and there's a couple of the realtors that their names R and S, and so we're on this stage, going to get our award, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're saying like, how close are you to Hall of Fame? So
Right.
it says like, I'm about so many thousands of dollars. So we said like, what, let's just give it heck next year.
Right.
So we did, because the following year, the RE/MAX International Award Conference was going to be at Bally's in Las Vegas.
Oh.
So I said, man, it'd be kind of nice to walk the stage in Bally's.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing it.
Oh, wow.
And so that was kind of nice. And then I
Congrats,
got my
buddy.
Lifetime Achievement Award, I think it's about 2015, 2016. And that was at Mandalay Bay in Vegas. That's where they have all those
Wow.
big fights and
Wow.
like wrestling, stuff like that. So, it's been good.
It sounds like you've had a very rewarding career.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Most expensive house sold actually came about, I think it was maybe like on a Sunday night. I get this call on a property in the Southwest, and I'm talking to the caller, and from what they're calling me off one of my own listing, I said, you know what, from what you're describing when I'm asking you what you're looking for, I don't know if this is the right house for you. And then we're talking a little bit more, and I'm getting the impression that if we find the right house, the money's not going to be an issue.
Right.
So I said, you know what? There's a property that I saw. I still preview properties.
Right.
On Mondays, after our sales meeting, when I was at Northeast RE/MAX office, we used to go in a caravan and go look at some of the new listings.
Right.
And so I'd had a look at this listing. And so I said, you know what? It is magnificent. It's vacant. It's been on the market for almost a year. It was on for over 3. And I said, you know what? It's vacant, new, never occupied. If you get a minute, just take a drive by that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we set up an appointment to meet the following week,
Right.
to go through my buyer questionnaire, et cetera, et cetera. But, okay, let's say the buyer drove by the property, called me back that night, and said, you know what? I think I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So he called me on a property just over $500,000. We're now looking at a different thing altogether,
yeah.
right? So then, says, could I see it? Something in my mind said, you know what? From the conversation, I thought, I'm going to show it.
Yeah.
We looked at the property, loved it.
Yeah.
Because I said, you know what? I got to drop my mom back off tonight, and I live close by. I'll go look at it.
Yeah.
So we looked at that, loved it. Wanted to look at something else a little bit lower than that price range
Right.
over in that lower Springbank area.
Yeah.
Looked at that, said, you know what, man, I sure love that first one. Looked at that again, and we looked at that for about three or four times.
Yeah.
Ended up buying it.
Nice.
So I think
Nice.
I say that to say to realtors, even new realtors, it may be old school, but previewing your property for me still works.
Yeah. That's a good piece of advice, because then you're not seeing it for the first time
No,
with your
no,
client.
no,
You've
no.
already gone through it.
Yeah.
You know the features.
Exactly.
What's good, what's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's going to work for your client or not. I just think it's homework
Yeah.
that you do, right?
And you hit it right on the word. That's the operative word there. It's homework.
Yeah.
It's that when you're doing a market analysis on a property, it is real powerful when you're doing a CMA, comparative market analysis, on a property, and you're talking about other properties in that area
Yes.
that you've either previewed or shown or whatever.
Yes.
And then because all sellers, all homeowners, and certainly all sellers think their house is better than the one down the road.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just normal
Absolutely.
human nature.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like when I can say, well, you know what, this one here, Mr. Seller, this one here, did you see this one? And they say, well, no. So I say, well, you know what, I've shown it, or I've been in that property. And this is like all brand new hardwood. This is all brand new
Yes,
granite, et cetera, et
yes,
cetera, et cetera.
yes.
I've been in this one. What about this one
Yeah.
here? Well, that one they're sold for, I think my house is better than that. Well, I'll go through again, all of that stuff.
Right.
And I still, as I said, it's old school, but I still find previewing
Yeah.
works. It's just like when I'm going to show properties. In a lot of cases, especially in some of these new subdivisions, give me a map. I can read a map.
Right.
I don't really still fully trust GPS.
Right. I hear
So
you.
and I found that as a good, helpful thing, because there are times, especially in some of those new subdivisions, where one day you can drive through this road, it may just be part asphalt, part gravel, and you're going to show there 2 days later, and there are barriers up, because
Right.
now they're doing some more excavation down the road.
Exactly.
A couple of times when new realtors have asked me, I said, you know what, you're going to go show 5 properties, if you have the time, go take a quick drive-by, or, at least familiarize yourself with alternate route in case you can't
Anything
go
happens.
the route that
Yeah.
GPS is telling you.
Yeah.
And some of those new areas, GPS doesn't have anything
It
like
doesn't
that
even,
anyway.
it's not updated
No,
enough to
no,
even get
no.
you
So,
there.
you got to know where you're going.
It doesn't matter what situation you're in, where you're spending some money or making a decision that big. You want the person who you're dealing with to be confident.
Oh, without question.
Now you show up and you're fumbling around with the keys. You don't know where
Yeah.
the street is. You
Yeah.
don't know where that is. They're probably not going to have too much confidence in
No.
you. So I think that you make a great point. Just before we wrap up, do you have any advice to give to any of the new realtors that are coming on board?
Enjoy the business.
Yeah.
One of my sales trainer talks about, show up on time, pay attention, and don't be attached to the outcome. It may not be the right house. Like all top agents will tell you that they've turned down a lot of listings because the people wanted way too much. And we're being honest, we've all taken listings over what it should be.
Yeah.
And are we right all the time? No, because sometimes, as we're seeing this year compared to this time last year, our Calgary market can change just like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, this time last year, we were still writing offers. Listing comes on the market on Wednesday night, Thursday. Showings begin on Thursday. Offers being presented on Saturday or Sunday at 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever.
Yes.
And so all of a sudden, this year, that is not the case.
Yes.
We're seeing incredible amount of price adjustments
Yes.
this year
Yeah.
compared to what it was this time last year.
Yeah.
So take the opportunity to go to seminars to learn about how to provide better service to your clients. I've got one family that we're over 20 transactions
Wow.
just between that family.
Wow.
We're a listing and a sale or
Yeah.
2 transactions. And I've done them, I've done their, for their children.
Yeah, I was going to
Actually-
say now you're probably doing
Oh,
generational
yeah.
sales, right?
And nothing is nicer than when you get one of those calls, especially the ones that, hi, Mr. Rowe,
Right.
Because then I know it's a child of one of my clients.
Right.
Because I've got a few clients now that we're actually at 4 generations,
Wow.
where I would have met the original
Yes.
clients
Yeah.
in their early 20s, early
Right,
mid-20s.
right.
And then, like 10, 15 years later, I get a call that, like Horace, mom and dad can't do the stairs in their 2-story house anymore, so we need a bungalow. It's a bungalow. And then I get another call probably 10 years or so later where grandma, grandpa are now in their 70s,
Yeah.
and they definitely want to they're not ready for seniors, but they want to maybe just get an apartment condo.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
do that. Then I get one of those, hi, Mr. Rowe calls.
Right.
It's the children of that original couple.
Well, how fantastic.
Yeah, and they're
To-
telling the parents that they want to be able to buy some real
Right,
estate.
yeah.
And the parents are saying, well, you got to talk to Horace.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, I've seen your mailers and your
Yeah,
calendars
yeah,
every
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So I know that you're the only
Right.
one that we should be talking to.
And it's not just because of your mailers and your calendars, it's because of the relationship that
Exact-
you've
without
built through
question.
the years. I mean, as you know, I've been at CREB for 32
Over
years.
30 odd, yeah.
And it's the relationships
Mm-hmm.
that I've forged over the years that give me the greatest joy of
Yeah.
being in my job. Horace, I want to thank you for coming in and taking the time to talk to us
Yes.
today. And maybe if there's any members out there that you guys want to start a soccer team, you know where to go. You can connect with Horace, and he will play with you indoors, outdoors, wherever you
Yeah.
want to, right, Horace?
I still
You're
have
not
them.
going to let them get hurt.
No, I still have some contacts in the States. Actually, my daughter's coach from University of San Diego. Actually, I'm still in very, very much contact with him. Feel free to give me a call. It'd be a pleasure.
Please do. If you ever, want to hone your skills, give Horace a call. Thank you for joining us on the Krebcast today. If you would like to yourself come and join us and have a conversation and tell us how you have enjoyed your career and give us a little insight on your life, we would love to hear from you. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you very much.